Hey there, it's Carla from C Law Plans, and I am here today to go over the brand new Passion Planner dual tipped highlighters. I purchased the package of 12 when they were released. They also had a package of 6, but I really wanted all of the colors that they had available. So as you can see up here, I have all of my zebra mild liners as well. These are the glitter zebra mild liners. Well, I guess they're not called mild liners, they're called, I do not know how to pronounce that, and I will not even try because I will butcher it. But these are the glitter highlighters that I have from Zebra as well. And so in this video today, I'm going to give you my honest opinion on these markers versus my trusty, tried and true mild liners. So I wanted to get these markers for a couple of reasons. First reason is I love supporting Passion Planner. I adore the company and I love everything that the company stands for. The second reason is because I am really struggling in my Moxie Life planner with finding the perfect color-coded for highlighters, mainly for this one. I know a lot of people are struggling with the purple as well. And so I bought these markers also to see if they would work better in my Moxie Life to highlight off all of my goals. And so I have already opened these and I have already tried them, and I do have some initial thoughts already, but let's go ahead and get into the packaging. And so they come in this really nice plastic divider to keep all of your markers in. And so these markers are a little bit different in the mild liners for several different reasons. So they are advertised to have a chisel tip and a fine tip. With your mild liners, they also have what they call a bold and a fine, and I'll go over the differences between these for you as well. So my initial thoughts with this particular highlighter was that I really liked all of the colors. I follow a bunch of people on Instagram and they were showing all of the sneak peeks of these, and they are a lot more light and pastel than the mild liners. So this is a little sheet that I keep in my pocket of where I store all of my mild liners. And so that way I can see the color. This is the chisel tip or the bold, and then this is their fine. So that way I can see all of my colors. I do have 2 different packs of mild liners. This one here I think is the standard pack on Amazon, but I found this one on Amazon as well. It was called Refresh and Friendly, and they're just a little bit more bright and bold colors. And so I always keep this with my mild liners, and so that way when I go to use my mild liners, I can see what they actually look like on color or on paper, because this one is called Citrus Green. And so I would easily be able to come down here and realize it was this one here and not a yellow or a green up here. So on that note, the Passion Planner markers don't have colors on them. And I'm really sad about that because I really wanted to make a list similar to this. I was actually going to do it. Oh, definitely not on the back of that one. I need to redo this list apparently because I have a shopping list on the back. But I really wanted to do something similar to this with my Passion Planner markers so I can know exactly what color they are. So I'll show you the reason I'm a little bummed about it. So I already did a pen test in the back of my Passion Planner. And so this is the order that they come in the package. So I pulled them out of the package and I did them individually one by one. So this is the reason I'm a little bummed that they don't have names of colors on them, because check these 3 out. Okay. So you have what I would call a red. And then this to me looks like an orange, but this one also looks like an orange. But if you look at the tips here, you can see that there are different shades. But when I tried them out on my paper, I honestly thought that this one was going to turn out this gold color, but it didn't. So this is the order they are, and I'll go ahead and do another swipe for you guys to see. So this orange to me looks a lot more orange than it does gold, but this is the one that turned out more gold. And so personally, I would be pretty upset if I was trying to do a color coding in my planner or do some sort of color scheme in my memory keeping and I used the wrong color. I would be pretty upset. So here is the red. And then out of these two, you would think this one would be more gold, right? Watch this. That one is the orange. But this band is lighter than this band. So I would have used this to think it was gold instead of using this, because this looks orange. But look, it comes out gold on the paper. And so once I realized that, I looked everywhere on here, and I was like, oh my gosh, I hope that they have names, and they don't. And so I was really upset when I found that out, because I would just hate to use the wrong color in any of my spreads. And you can see this color is extremely similar to this color, but that one looks on the marker super, super yellow to me. And so I do think that there is going to definitely be a huge difference in some of these colors on what they look like on paper. So my best advice, and what I am going to have to do if I choose not to store it in here, is to basically do a swatch before I put it in my planner to make sure it's the color that I want. And so going back to the fact that I said that I wasn't going to be keeping these in here, I might actually have to, or I would have to number them with a permanent marker, 1, 2, 3, 1 through 12, and then number these 1 through 12. So if I numbered them with a permanent marker, I would have to put tape over it so the permanent marker doesn't come off. But I do think the more I think about it, I do think I'm actually going to number these and put tape around them, so I do have some sort of color coding system. So another thing that I am a little bit bummed about is, and this is a really little thing, but for me, it's a huge thing, the lids. So I'm not a big fan of the lids, because when you're using your mild liner, when you're using your highlighter, the lid fits on the end. And when I'm using my highlighters in my memory planning or in my Moxie Life, I always have them like this, and then I put them on the side so I can quickly grab them and use them. So with these Passion Planner markers, the lids don't do that. They don't fit at all. And these lids are very clear. And so when I've got them on my surface, keep in mind, I also have 2 very young kids. I would end up losing this personally. I would lose it. And so this lid doesn't fit here, so you can't store it on the tip of your marker like you can the mild liner. And if you choose to use this side looks like it would fit because it has like a little indentation right there, but it is really, really difficult to get on. But it does fit, but it's very, very difficult to get on. So if you used this side as the actual pen, then you can at least store your lid. But I'm a little sad that it doesn't do that on this side, because this, for me personally, this is the side that I use the most. I very rarely write in a color. So the other difference between these two is the fine tips. So as you can see, the fine tips on the Passion Planner markers, they write like a very small millimeter width of a pen. And so I'm guessing that would be probably a 0.5 pen. But if you tried to do this with the fine tip on the mild liner, it would be a much bolder. So it would be a much thicker, and you would definitely have to write much bigger. And this is the fine tip on the Passion Planner marker. And so the fine tip on the Passion Planner marker is definitely more of an actual true pen than it is just a really thick marker like the Mildliner. So when I did my highlighter test here, I did it on a blank page because I wanted to see if there was any bleeding. And so I know that this Passion Planner paper is a lot different than my Moxie Life paper, and I'll show you mine in my Moxie Life too. But I don't really see any shadowing or bleeding from these Passion Planner, these Passion Planner highlighters. Now, if you hold it up to the light, of course you're gonna see shadowing. When I did it in my Moxie Life, I did it on a blank page. That is here. Okay, so I purposely did 2 swipes in my Moxie Life so it would be a little bit thicker because the paper here is a lot different than the paper in my Passion Planner. And when I did 2 swipes here on my Moxie Life paper, I also didn't see any shadowing, which personally I was extremely excited about. And so let me see if I can find the colors I usually use for my goals, and I'll do pen tests for those. But I usually use the gold for the personal, and then the vermilion for fun and recreation, red for work and learning. I've always gone back and forth with the purples between the violet and this one's the violet, and then this one is the lavender. And then I use dark blue here. This one I always go back and forth on as well, from the cyan. How do you say that one? It's C-Y-A-N. I don't know. If somebody knows how to say it, tell me. Is it cayenne like the cayenne pepper? I don't know. But between this one and the summer green, and then this one is just your green, and this one I've always used light gray. So I'll do quick swatches on the, I'll try and see if any of these colors are better matches for these icons. I've never used the other gray because I feel like it's so dark it blocks out a little bit of the text. So this one is the blue-green. Ooh, that one actually matches pretty well, so we'll put that one in my rotation too. This one is smoke blue. Okay. All right, so like I said, this one has always been my biggest struggle. So, your Passion Planner markers. And I'm gonna try and be really good about putting these back in the right spots. So your red would be down here. So you can see the biggest difference between those reds. Again, these are the 2 that I get really messed up on. So what do you guys think? I think I'm kind of digging this purple from the Passion Planner to match this one. And then I think I might actually like the Zebra Mildliner better on this one. I'm still really torn on this, but I feel like this Mildliner matches the inside better. But I kind of like this Passion Planner one for the outside. In the green, I'm sticking with Mildliner on the green for sure. Definitely sticking with vermilion here. This one you can definitely go either way. I kind of like the shade of this last Passion Planner marker, which in the case, it actually looks super bright yellow, but it came out as this more of a gold yellow. So I think I'm gonna do the Passion Planner marker for that one. And then obviously I'm gonna stick with gray for here. Okay, so in conclusion, I like them both. I do think these will be better for memory keeping or creating spreads that you don't need any sort of color coding, but I do have a concern about losing the lid. So I am concerned about losing the lids because they don't fit on the ends. If you wanted to use color for actual writing, the Passion Planner markers are definitely much better than the Zebra Mildliners. I personally don't use a lot of color for writing, but I know a lot of people that do bullet journals or rainbow spreads, they might like this option much better because the end is much more of a true pen. You do have a lot more variety of colors in the Zebra Mildliners, but Passion Planner just came out with their markers. I'm sure give them time, they'll go ahead and broaden their colors as well. And so the next thing that I'm going to go do is I will actually do what I said before is I am going to go ahead and put numbers on these and color coordinate it with what I have in my planner because I'm really concerned since these colors aren't true to the label that I will get them mixed up. And so that is another thing that I like better about the Zebra Mildliners is I feel like their colors are much more true to the actual package label and they have names on them. And so it's really nice to be able to make this type of sheet, know exactly what color you're gonna have when you use it on your planner. So before I do this, I am going to make another side just to make sure I'm labeling them correctly. Okay, so this makes me way happier. So I have all of the numbers. So I basically have my own coding system. Even though they don't have names, I am still able to know which color comes out which way on the paper because I have labeled them. So this makes me so much happier. So there you go. So those are my opinions on Passion Planner markers versus zebra markers, highlighters, Mildliners, whatever you want to call these up here. I think everybody calls them Mildliners. So I will end up using them both for different reasons. I'm still going to be playing with these colors for the Moxie Life. I do think that I like some of these colors better than the Mildliner colors for my Moxie Life. And so I hope this video was helpful. I hope that labeling them with numbers was also helpful. And I will go ahead and make this an Instagram post also. But if you have any questions or anything, go ahead and drop a comment down below and I will be sure to answer. And thank you so much for watching. If you liked the video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up and I will see you next time. Thank you.